on hand tonight. The sixth man, as they call them, the students all decked out in denim tonight. It looks like that is the theme for the sixth man, and they have certainly turned out to support their Panthers in this very important WCAC matchup between these two squads. It's going to be Hansberry on the opening tip for St. John's against Jensen. PVI in their home white jerseys, St. John's in their away black jerseys. And Paul VI will win the opening possession. And this is Jeremy Roach bringing the ball up the floor. He will quickly find Doug McDaniel. Now Jensen looking to the left, will hand off to Keels. Paul VI known for all the impressive guards, and a nice steal by St. John's. That's number 11, Christian Watson. Jensen returning the favor with a steal of his own. He finds Jeremy Roach, who will set up the offense for the Panthers. Keels, his shot is good. And that is our Mountain Dew kickstart. First three of the game, brought to you by Trevor Keels for Paul VI. Averaging just over 17 points per game for the Panthers. Meanwhile, Mikey Square will draw the foul for St. John's. He is a player that has just continued to develop for the Cadets. Last year was his first year in the program. Patrick Bean telling me before the game he was a little too unselfish perhaps last year, trying to fit in with the team, but he has really worked on his offense and become such a critical part of what St. John's is doing out on the floor. And the first free throw is good for John Square. He has an offer from Canisius College and has had some huge games this year, double-digit scoring performances for St. John's College. That first foul on Tyler Coleman, one of the seniors on the roster, for head coach Glenn Ferrillo. And Coach Ferrillo and Coach Bean both meeting at half court right there, exchanged some quick words. And now Jeremy Roach will bring the ball up the floor for the Panthers. McDaniel trying to get open. This is Jensen. He quickly finds McDaniel, who's defended by Wilson. Keels trying for a second. His shot no good. Offensive rebound for Coleman. Roach, he puts up a shot. Battle for the rebound. And we have a jump ball. Jack Jensen doing a nice job making sure that that was contested for PVI. And now the Panthers going to apply some full court pressure as the Cadets work to bring the ball up the floor. This is Leggett, the big time scorer for St. John's College. And now Square will get the ball right back to Leggett. You see Trevor Keels really pressuring Ishmael Leggett, not getting him any daylight to operate. Nice look to the corner. Watson trying to work around Jensen. Shot clock violation. And let me tell you, that brings the student section to their feet, as well as the entire Paul VI bench after that huge defensive stop by the Panthers. Coach Ferrillo really liking what he saw out of his defense on that possession, but a steal by the Cadets. They quickly find Square up the floor. His shot is good. And John Square has the first 4 points for St. John's College in this contest. Leggett looking to drive, two defenders, and the block by Tyler Coleman. A nice defensive play by the senior. So Paul VI already with 3 turnovers early in this first quarter. One thing you're going to notice about St. John's College, they are not a very deep team. That is one thing they're going to have to contend with tonight. They play about 8 players. So it's not going to be the revolving door that you sometimes see. And another held ball. A nice job by Trevor Keels tying up John Square. You can certainly feel the intensity of this rivalry because defense really the name of the game right now. This first period has been dominated by some strong defensive plays, really by both of these two squads. Jeremy Roach driving, his shot is good. First 2 points of the game for the Duke commit. And now Wilson defended by Daniel. Wilson almost has the ball taken away by Coleman. I have really been impressed by the defensive intensity of Coleman. That shot rattles out for Christian Watson. And now Doug McDaniel quickly pushing the ball up the floor for Paul VI. Keels driving. His shot is good. Now 5 points for Trevor Keels. He has 5 of the 7 for the Panthers. Wilson once again bringing the ball up the floor. And he'll drive in traffic and hand off to Watson. And now Watson will be called for the travel. First substitute of the contest for St. John's College. It's Shane Lancaster who is going to come into the contest. He will replace Christian Watson. And now McDaniel once again bringing the ball up the floor. McDaniel driving baseline. Shot from the corner won't fall for Jeremy Roach. The rebound, Coleman's shot won't go. And finally Lancaster pushing the ball up ahead. A block by Trevor Keels. Now Roach over to McDaniel. And now the Panthers look for Roach to set up this offense. Nice screen, and he'll find Coleman. First bucket of the game for Tyler Coleman. And that all started with the screen for Jeremy Roach driving in the lane. The kick out to Tyler Coleman. And just like that, the Panthers out by 5. Lancaster looking inside. And Amani Hansberry is fouled. Several substitutes coming in for Paul VI. Luke Triggs is going to come in. For St. John's College, Malik Mack will come in for the first time. He's one of the freshmen on the roster for Patrick Bean. Quick rebound by William Page just in the contest. McDaniel's shot won't go. Battle for the rebound. And Triggs coming up with the offensive board for PVI. And we're certainly seeing Paul VI, a deeper team. Christian May will replace Jack Jensen. Glenn Ferrello, a very big bench. Keels from the corner, knocks it down. Trevor Keels with his second made three-pointer of this contest. He leads everyone right now with 8 points on the evening. Leggett quickly working the ball around. Nice ball movement for St. John's College. Shane Lancaster draws the foul. And that was a nice job by the sophomore, forcing the issue, driving in the lane and drawing the contact. That foul's going to go against Luke Triggs, his first, team's third. That shot rattles off the rim for Lancaster. Coming back into the contest for Paul VI, Jeremy Roach and Josiah Freeman entering the contest for the first time. Doug McDaniel will come out of the contest along with Trevor Keels. Lancaster at the free throw line. Second opportunity coming up for the sophomore, looking to cut into this 8-point deficit. And his shot is good. First point of the evening for Shane Lancaster. Jeremy Roach once again will bring the ball up the floor for Paul VI, the five-star recruit, getting so much attention. Once again, gets the ball screen, kicks it out to the corner. Shot rattles around, no good for William Page. But Paul VI hangs on to possession. Roach driving. His shot is up, and he is fouled. Jeremy Roach will head to the free throw line. And it's very apparent how Paul VI likes to run this offense. They get a lot of ball screens to open up their big scorers like Trevor Keels and Jeremy Roach. And of course, one thing that makes Jeremy Roach such an effective guard is his ability to draw the defense and kick the shot out to the corner to a teammate like Trevor Keels. So Jeremy Roach, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And this is Malik Mack bringing the ball up the floor for the Cadets. Again, he is only a freshman. They are very excited about him. Hansberry, his shot won't fall. Rebound to Luke Triggs. This is Christian May, momentarily losing the handle. He'll kick it out to Freeman, who's disrupted by Ishmael Leggett. This is Leggett. He'll find Lancaster driving for the bucket. 3 points for Shane Lancaster. And you see right now Jeremy Roach doing a lot of the ball handling. Good ball movement by the Panthers. May's shot won't go. Malik Mack comes up with it for St. John's College. Square. Nice look inside. Mack thought about it. And now he'll kick it over to Lancaster. Lancaster draws the contact. Shane Lancaster has been very active in this first period for St. John's College, doing a nice job drawing the contact, really pushing the ball inside, trying to create opportunities for the Cadets. First shot is good for Shane Lancaster. Substitutes coming back in for Paul VI, including starters Trevor Keels and Tyler Coleman. Shane Lancaster back at the free throw line. The Cadets not getting a lot of second chance opportunities in this first period. Shane Lancaster doing a nice job. He now has 5 of the 9 points for St. John's. That shot rattles out. Battle for the rebound. And Amani Hansberry will come up with it for St. John's. 38 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Leggett not able to get his offense going, but drives there and gets the bucket. A beautiful move by Ishmael Leggett, the Rhode Island commit. Eclipsed 1,000 career points back in December. And of course, he is one of the 4 high schoolers in this area named to the 2020 McDonald's All-American game. Under 10 seconds remaining, and Josiah Freeman knocks down a 3. That was a big-time bucket for the conclusion of our first quarter. And when you look down the roster, it was a big first period for Trevor Keels. He has 8 of the Panthers' 16 points in the first. Jeremy Roach has 3. Tyler Coleman has 2. And Josiah Freeman off the bench for the Cadets. Keels with offers from Back out on the floor for the Panthers, Jeremy and Trevor Keels. Mack over to Logan Blair, who's in the contest for the first time. Leggett driving, and they're going to call an offensive foul against Ishmael Leggett. Actually, they're going to call it on John Square as an illegal screen. Square not happy with that call. And now Jeremy Roach will hand off to Trevor Keels. McDaniel defended by Mack. Good ball movement once again by the Panthers. That shot won't go for Tyler Coleman. Great anticipation by Trevor Keels. Could not get the steal, but nice effort. Square kicks it out to Leggett. His shot too strong. Rebound to the Panthers. McDaniel. His pass deflected, picked off by Leggett. And now Leggett driving, gets the shot up and draws the contact. Glenn Farello not happy with the call. That foul's going to go against Tyler Coleman. And Glenn Farello. Not happy as Ishmael Leggett heads to the free throw line for St. John's College. His first shot is good. Coming back into the contest for St. John's College, Amani Hansberry and Christian Watson. Meanwhile, Jack Jensen will come in for Tyler Coleman, who has just picked up his second personal foul very early into the second quarter, and that's a loss right there for Paul VI. Tyler Coleman saddled with 2 fouls with just over 7 minutes remaining in this second period. Saddled with 2 fouls with just over 7 minutes remaining in this second period. McDaniel finds Keels in the corner. Keels driving, pulls up for the shot. It's good. And just like that, Trevor Keels is already in double digits in this contest. St. John's College looking to find the answer. And another turnover. Now 3 turnovers for St. John's, 4 for the Panthers. Once again, Jeremy Roach bringing the ball up the floor. He is another one of those players named to the McDonald's All-American game. Keels, his shot too strong. Leggett with the rebound, quick outlet pass. That shot won't go for Christian Watson. McDaniel up the floor to Keels, right back to Doug McDaniel. He's working a 2-man game right now with Trevor Keels, but the turnover for Paul VI on the travel. Five minutes, 57 seconds remaining in this first half. Terrell Webster in the contest for St. John's College. He'll quickly get the ball in bounds to Manzi Wilson. Leggett trying to get open. He is shadowed by Jeremy Roach. Hansberry, quick ball movement. Nice look inside. Jensen going for the block. Drawing the contact was Leggett. And that foul's going to go against Jeremy Roach. And that is the second personal foul for Jeremy Roach. So now Jeremy Roach and Tyler Coleman, 2 of the starters for Paul VI, both with 2 personal fouls. But right now, Jeremy Roach still on the floor, but it looks like William Page may be coming back into this contest. He is. And actually, he's going to replace McDaniel. So Roach is going to stay out on the floor with 2 personal fouls and 5 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in this first half. Glenn Farello continuing to talk with the officials, not happy with these foul calls on his players. Meanwhile, Leggett at the free throw line. His shot is good. Jeremy Roach. And now Page driving from the corner. Nice pass to Roach. 5 points for Jeremy Roach, but what about that assist from William Page? That was a beautiful find from the senior. Hansberry looking to go to work in the middle. He's going to get called for the travel with the extra step. And another turnover for St. John's. That is now 4. Roach defended by Wilson. Keels. And that foul is going to go against Jack Jensen. A foul away from the ball. That will be the first foul against Jensen. And now 17 fouls for Paul VI. This is Lancaster with possession for the Cadets. He's defended by Josiah Freeman, who just checked back in for the Panthers. Lancaster, ball stripped away. Roach with possession for the Panthers, driving, and he will draw the contact. He is such a tough competitor. That is one of the first things that people will say when you start talking about Jeremy Roach. And now at the free throw line, he already has 5 points in this contest. First shot is good. Now 6 points for Jeremy Roach. Meanwhile, Malik Mack will check back in and replace Shane Lancaster. Second opportunity coming up for Jeremy Roach. That shot is good as well for the senior. So 7 points on the night for Jeremy Roach. Averages just under 20. Square, finds Mack. And now Leggett driving, looking to draw the contact, and he does. That's going to be the second on Jensen, I believe. So now Jack Jensen with 2 fouls, Jeremy Roach with 2 fouls, and Tyler Coleman with 2 fouls for Paul VI. And it's Ishmael Leggett once again at the free throw line. He has drawn a lot of attention tonight, but what he has done such a good job of is going hard to the basket, drawing the contact, and getting these trips to the free throw line. Coming back into the contest for Paul VI is Doug McDaniel. He will replace William Page. Second opportunity coming up for Leggett. And right now the Cadets coming over to talk things over with their head coach. And Jensen has a cut, and it looks like that's what they are dealing with on the floor. A little blood on the jersey, perhaps. And so that is the reason for the stoppage, is they're just going to get some quick medical attention for Jack Jensen. Again, just a little blood on the jersey. Watch some of the top college recruits coming out of the DMV exclusively on Monumental Sports Network. The High School Basketball Showcase is brought to you by WGL. Get access at monumentalsportsnetwork.com. Panthers back out on the floor. Meanwhile, Jack Jansen still getting some medical attention. So he's going to come out of the contest right now for Paul VI. On the floor for the Panthers, Trevor Keels, Jeremy Roach, Doug McDaniel, Luke Triggs, and Josiah Freeman. And it looks like Jack Jensen's actually going to head to the locker room, so not sure how quickly he will be back. That free throw is good for Leggett. Just about halfway through this second period, the Panthers with a 5-point advantage. Jeremy Roach looking over to the bench to get the play call from head coach Farello. A little miscommunication there, but the Panthers will get bailed out by the whistle. It looks like that foul's going to go against the freshman Malik Mack. And one thing that Patrick Behan told me before this contest, he is so impressed with the leadership qualities of Malik Mack. They are really excited about his future with this program. Meanwhile, Jeremy Roach looking to set up the offense. He'll find Keels, now over to McDaniel. Roach driving, pulls up, his shot won't fall. Rebound to Christian Watson. He'll kick it over to Mack. Mack dishes it out to Square. Square drives baseline, ball knocked away. Hansberry's shot won't go. Offensive rebound, the putback is good for Watson. McDaniel, his shot won't fall. And a nice rebound by Amani Hansberry. He's another freshman on this St. John's College team. And now Wilson draws the contact. And that is going to be number 3 on Luke Triggs. And again, Glenn Farello, every opportunity that he's getting, he is talking with the official. And I think he's grateful for the fact right now he has that deep bench. Wilson, his first free throw will go. Leggett will replace Square. Out on the floor. Second opportunity coming up for Wilson. And St. John's College, slowly but surely, has been closing the gap. And a lot of the reason why is because of the made free throws in this competition. Keels back over to McDaniel. Josiah Freeman. Second made three-pointer of the game for Josiah Freeman. Watson over to Wilson. And with that three-pointer, the student section right back into this contest. And this is Freeman, who will take the ball out for Paul VI. 4-point advantage for the Panthers. 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the first half. Good ball movement once again. Roach draws the contact, the bucket, and the foul for Jeremy Roach. Roach now with 9 points in this contest. John Square will come back into the game for St. John's. He'll replace Malik Mack. Jeremy Roach looking to extend his scoring total to double digits. And he does. Now 2 players for Paul VI in double digits, Trevor Keels and Jeremy Roach. Square. Hands off to Leggett, defended by Freeman. He's going to get called for the travel. Now 7 first half turnovers for St. John's College. And I have to imagine that's one of the things that Patrick Behan's going to talk about with his team at halftime. You certainly can't afford to waste any possessions against a team like Paul VI. Keels in trouble, pulls back. His shot won't fall. Rebound Watson. And now Watson will bring the ball up the floor. Nice look inside to Hansberry. Nice hands by Tyler Coleman, who's back in the contest with 2 fouls. Freeman! Josiah Freeman has 3 made three-pointers in this contest. He extends this lead to double digits for the first time on the evening. That was a big-time bucket, and I have to tell you, every single time Josiah Freeman knocks down one of those shots, the student section goes crazy. Shot clock at 3. Leggett. And at the buzzer, the answer by Christian Watson. You really can't do it much better than that. McDaniel working back and forth with Keels. And Coleman will get called for the travel. Now 6 first half turnovers for Paul VI. Jack Jensen is going to come back in. He will replace Tyler Coleman. Again, Coleman has 2 fouls, but Jack Jensen in foul trouble of his own. 38 seconds remaining in the first half. A 7-point advantage for the Panthers. Square puts the ball on the floor, drives, his shot rattles out. Battle for the rebound. Square coming up with it. And now Leggett, his shot too strong. Trevor Keels with the rebound. This is Freeman. And it looks like Trevor Keels is going to hold for the last shot here. Looking to get the screen from Freeman, pulls up, his shot too strong. And that will do it for the end of a very exciting first half. Paul VI leading 31-24. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the High School Basketball Showcase on Monumental Sports Network. Welcome back to Paul VI Catholic High School. Our second half almost underway. It was had 5, so a little more offensive balance for St. J. And now Doug McDaniel looking for Trevor Keels up top, defended by Square. Jensen back out. Nice drive, the bucket for Jeremy Roach. He has had a huge contest after having to sit out all last year due to that torn ACL. Has had a fantastic senior year. Hansberry kicks it out to the corner. Looked like Shane Lancaster's shot might have been deflected. Actually, that was Christian Watson. Nice defensive possession for Paul VI. And this is Roach. Over to Keels. Keels looking inside to Coleman. Coleman and Keels working back and forth. What a block by Christian Watson. Square from behind the arc, off the front of the rim. Coleman with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to McDaniel. Roach from way downtown. His shot too strong. Quickly the other way comes Leggett. His shot is good. A lot of Ishmael Leggett's first half points were off made free throws, not as many made baskets for the senior standout for St. John's. McDaniel, long range three-pointer is good. And that is Doug McDaniel's first three-pointer of the contest. Wilson trying to work around McDaniel. And just a little miscommunication there for Christian Watson. Thought he had a teammate on the corner, instead threw it to Patrick Bean over on the bench. The revolving door continues for Glenn Ferrillo as Josiah Freeman comes in for Jack Jensen. Keels defended by Hansberry. Nice look inside to Coleman. The kick out to Freeman blocked by Hansberry. Shot from the corner is blocked by Freeman. And now McDaniel, no contact, says the official. They're going to say play on. And that shot will go for Hansberry. That is his first made bucket of the contest. I think Glenn Ferrillo a little frustrated there wasn't a foul call when Doug McDaniel was driving, because he saw a lot of fouls called on that end of the floor. But Trevor Keels with his third made three-pointer of this basketball game. 13 points for Trevor Keels. Now Wilson with the answer. He has 4. Trevor Keels continuing to impress, driving in the lane. His shot is good. And it looks like Trevor Keels is just going to take over this basketball game for Paul VI. Leggett looking to work around Roach. Good help defense by Trevor Keels. Hansberry trying to work around Coleman. And Amani Hansberry starting to get involved in the offense for St. John's College. That is a very welcome sign for the Cadets. Roach, ball taken away. Nice look up ahead. Leggett with the layup. And Glenn Ferrillo wants to talk things over. Not happy with how sloppy things are getting. His team had an 11-point lead. St. John's College has cut this down to 7. To Keels square, looking for the steal. Keels contest for Paul VI. Remember, he picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Meanwhile, McDaniel to Keels square, looking for the steal. Keels, his shot blocked, and Hansberry comes up with it. Again, Amani Hansberry is only a freshman. Square driving, his shot won't go. Finally, Trevor Keels comes up with the ball for Paul VI. McDaniel, his shot rattles out. And Freeman, the bucket and the foul for Josiah Freeman. I have to tell you, he's a fan favorite in this gym. 11 points for Josiah Freeman. Meanwhile, William Page is going to check back in along with Deshaun Harris Smith, number 13, out on the floor. So this is Freeman. Meanwhile, Trevor Keels has come out of the game with Doug McDaniel. Lancaster over to Wilson, defended by Page. And now Wilson double teamed in the corner. He's in trouble. Lancaster, he will draw the contact, and I believe that's going to go against Luke Triggs. And right now, that is 4 fouls on Luke Triggs, and the Paul VI bench just erupted, signaling to the official that Triggs had gone straight up, arms straight in the air. So far, do not see any substitutes waiting to come in for Luke Triggs. But Logan Blair will check in for Amani Hansberry. Shane Lancaster at the free throw line for St. John's College. And his shot is good. 8-point advantage for Paul VI. Freeman. Now Roach. Page, nice look inside to Freeman. The kick out and a block by John Square. And that call is going to go against John Square. And that's the second time today that an offensive foul has been called against number 32. And John Manzi Wilson's going to check out. Malik Mack will re-enter the contest for the Cadets. This is Freeman. And now Roach to Page. Back to Jeremy Roach driving, draws the double team. Nice defense by Logan Blair. Blair over to Mack. Mack looking to put the ball on the floor, can't get around Smith-Harris, or Harris-Smith rather. And an offensive foul will be called against Shane Lancaster. Meanwhile, Jack Jensen will check back in for Deshaun Harris-Smith. Doug McDaniel will check back in as well. He is going to replace Jeremy Roach. So right now, Jeremy Roach, Trevor Keels, both on the bench for Paul VI. Doug McDaniel gets the screen from Jensen. He'll kick it over to Page. Page defended by Leggett. Josiah Freeman, his shot too strong. Malik Mack with the rebound for St. John's College. And Mack tied up, timeout called by St. John's College. 1:48 remaining, and it's a full timeout for St. John's College. Finding themselves down by 8. Certainly a bright spot in this second half for the Cadets. They've been able to get Amani Hansberry a little bit more involved. That is a good sign. Hansberry's had a great season, put up some big games against competition like Gonzaga back on 14 for Patrick B. And college ball, Darius Maddox transferred. But you see all this young talent on the Cadets team. Square, nice look inside. Hansberry draws the contact. And now Amani Hansberry will head to the free throw line. Christian May will pick up his first foul. First trip to the free throw line this evening for Amani Hansberry. That shot will not fall. Second opportunity coming up for the freshman. Trevor Keels back out on the floor. Second opportunity coming up for Hansberry. And the student section letting Hansberry hear about it a little bit with that empty trip to the free throw line. That is why they called him the sixth man. They make their presence known. This is McDaniel. He'll find Freeman. McDaniel from the corner. Doug McDaniel. 6 points for McDaniel, both on made three-pointers. And now Square finds Leggett, defended by Freeman. Leggett puts the ball on the floor. Lancaster over to Square. Square pulls up. His shot held ball. Jack Jensen getting his hand on the ball. So the possession arrow with St. John's. Square, his shot is good. Now 6 points for John Square in this contest, under a minute remaining in our third half, and McDaniel looking for the pass. I believe it was last touch by St. John's. So it will be Paul VI basketball. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Freeman on the inbound play. He'll find Trevor Keels. 35 seconds remaining in our third period. Keels puts the ball on the floor, drives, the bucket is good for Trevor Keels. And you can't do it much better than that. When you think about late game situations and close games, Trevor Keels is a player that you want to have the basketball in his hands. And now this is Leggett, defended by Jensen. 8 seconds remaining. Square pulls up his shot off the mark. And just 0.7 seconds on the clock. The student section continuing to be so actively involved. And that will end our third period of play. And an 11-point advantage for Paul VI, the largest to get access. I have to tell you, I think that Jeremy Roach is going to feel at home next year in Cameron Indoor Stadium, because he is used to the student section really going crazy at his athletic events. McDaniel will bring the ball up the floor for Paul VI. He's defended by Wilson. Keels trying to get open. He is shadowed by Square. And one of the big things that Square adds to this St. John's team is his defense. Keels shot will not fall. He will head to the free throw line. John Mikey Square has got a tough task tonight. He has just drawn his 4th foul, defending Trevor Keels. Second shot, no good. Rebound, Watson. And now Wilson trying to work around McDaniel. Nice look inside. Hansberry, his shot won't go. Battle for the rebound. Freeman comes up with it for the Panthers. Freeman thought about it. Puts the ball on the floor, dribbles left hand. His shot won't go. Rebound, Hansberry. Now Wilson gets the screen from Hansberry. Leggett. Tripped up, no call. Lancaster's shot rattles out, gets his own rebound, double teamed. And Jack Jensen, it will be a held ball possession arrow with the Panthers. Excellent work once again by Jack Jensen, the junior. Really provides a defensive presence out on the floor for Paul VI. Freeman and Jensen will come out. Coleman back in. Lancaster defended by McDaniel. He'll kick it out to Leggett. Now Leggett driving, finds Watson for 3. 8 points for Christian Watson, who cuts this deficit to 9. Now McDaniel over to William Page. Four of his starters on the floor for Glenn Ferrillo. Page pulls up, knocks it down. What a battle between these two squads. The biggest lead of the night. It is a 12-point advantage for Paul VI. Hansberry, his pass to Lancaster. And that is now 3 fouls on Coleman. Opportunity coming up for the sophomore. And it looks like Luke Triggs set to check back in with his four personal fouls. Second shot is good for Lancaster. So Triggs will replace Coleman, and he's going to have to play very smart not to pick up that 5th foul. Page over to Trevor Keels. Keels defended by Leggett. And now Roach trying to work around Wilson, gets the screen, and that call is going to go against Paul the 6th and Jeremy Roach on the offensive foul. That is now 3 on Jeremy Roach. Watson gets the ball inbounds to Leggett. Leggett trying to get around Roach. Nice drive by Wilson. 6 points for John Manzi Wilson. And now Ishmael Leggett with 6 assists on the day to go along with 12 points. Page finding Roach. Roach around Hansberry. And the answer by Leggett. Back and forth we go. 8-point advantage for the Panthers. Keels, his shot won't fall. Hansberry with the rebound. Now Wilson bringing the ball up the floor for the Cadets. Wilson, his shot is good. And all of a sudden, Manzi Wilson starting to heat up. Timeout on the floor. St. John's College was down by 12. They have cut into this deficit. They are just down number 15 ranked Poly, 62-56. They defeated number 13 ranked Long Island Lutheran, 53-51 before they fell to Dorman, the number 6 ranked team, 69-60. That was a great showing in that tournament. Really set the tone of wins as well, including that big 7 overtime victory over Archbishop Wood. This is Keels driving, and of course, so Mikey Square is back in this contest. He has to be very careful because he's defending Trevor Keels, and he has 4 personal fouls. Square, he'll find Wilson, who has become very effective offensively. Leggett, his shot blocked. And look at William Page battling for possession. Talk about an aggressive play by William Page. Again, this game means so much to these two teams, and you can see it right there. So this is Page. He'll hand off to Roach. McDaniel defended by Square. Roach looks inside to Keels, and that call is going to go against Trevor Keels. And again, the Paul VI bench is not happy. An 8-point advantage for the Panthers. 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in this competition. That's only the first foul on Trevor Keels. He's done a nice job not getting into foul trouble in this contest. Wilson to Leggett. Leggett driving, trying to kick it out. Square will track the ball down. Great defense by Jeremy Roach. And that was our play of the game, brought to you by Mountain do kickstart. You have to love it when your player, your big guy offensively, is making that defensive play all the time out of Jeremy Roach, and that is why that is our kickstart play of the game. 8-point advantage for the Panthers square, defending McDaniel. Jensen trying to set the screen. McDaniel driving, his shot won't fall. Rebound Wilson. Wilson racing up the floor to leg it. And a quick timeout called by Patrick Bean. Two assists and 2 rebounds to go along with that for the junior. Roach over to McDaniel. 6-point advantage for St. John's College. Certainly feels like a little deja vu from Sunday. McDaniel defended by square, shot clock winding down, it's at 5. Freeman called for the travel. That was a huge defensive stop for St. John's. 9 turnovers for Paul VI. 2 minutes remaining in our fourth quarter. Wilson kicking it to the corner. Lancaster, his shot off the rim. Jensen rips the rebound down. Leggett refusing to give up on the play. McDaniel. And now Trevor Keels with the ball in his hands. John Square defending him with 4 personal fouls. Keels running the clock down, taking time on this clock. Jensen. And they're going to call that against Trevor Keels. The offensive foul. That will be 2 on Trevor Keels. And that really has been the storyline today for Paul VI. They've had a lot of offensive fouls called on them. A little foul trouble, but because of their depth, it has not been a problem for Glenn Farello's crew. Wilson, defended by McDaniel. Nice look to Square, the bucket and the foul. John Mikey Square playing with 4 fouls, draws the contact. He's going to head to the free throw line. He could cut this to 3, which would be the closest it has been in a very long time. Jensen Brown, 1 minute 5 seconds remaining. Roach bringing the ball up the floor. He's defended by Wilson. Timeout on the floor. Glenn Farello going to talk things over with his Panthers. Roach. That is some tremendous outside shooting, some outstanding free throw shooting on the floor for PVI. Than this. Paul VI back out on the floor. Outside shooting weapons out on the floor right now. And Trevor Keels still talking things over with one of his assistant coaches. Looked like he might have been talking about that charge call that was just a bit earlier. And the officials over at the scorer's table trying to sort something out. Not sure if it is the number of timeouts remaining or what the issue is. And right now they're telling Coach Farillo to head back over to his team as they're still trying to sort something out. They're talking with the individual doing the scoring for Paul VI. And again, not exactly sure what the confusion is. We'll try to get an answer for you. With 54.8 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, Patrick Bean and his cadets have turned this into quite a basketball game. So finally PVI back out on the floor. So the question was, St. John's thought they had 55 points. There's 54 points on the scoreboard and nothing has changed. So I think the officials, counting that up in the scoring book, they've concluded that the score is correct. And this is McDaniel. To Roach, he draws the contact. That was beautifully drawn up by Paul VI. And certainly you had to imagine either Trevor Keels or Jeremy Roach was going to be taking the shot. Jensen is heading to the scorer's table. I think right now Glenn Ferrillo is trading some offense for defense. Defended by Page. Wilson driving, looking to kick the ball out. McDaniel with the steal, Doug McDaniel. That was a huge play by the sophomore. Leggett pulls up, knocks it down. And Patrick Bean's going to call another timeout with 28.5 seconds remaining in this basketball game. What a steal by Doug McDaniel. They certainly knew that it was critical to try to avoid getting fouled, to try to get some offense. Doug McDaniel does just that. This is just all the success. Trevor Keels on the inbound play. He'll find Roach. St. John's fans wanted a travel call, did not get it. And now Trevor Keels draws the contact. He's going to head down the court. And it will be Trevor Keels at the free throw line. Hansberry's going to check back in. Logan Blair will check out. Big free throws coming up here for Trevor Keels. And the official actually had blown the whistle to signal for Trevor Keels not to take that shot. So that did not count. The officials still conferring. I have to tell you, the first half of this basketball game went by extremely quickly. And now lots of stoppages. 1-1 here for Trevor Keels. His shot rattles out. Hansberry quickly gets the ball to Leggett. Leggett defended by Page. He'll pull up for the shot, won't fall. Watson, the rebound, held ball, possession arrow with the Panthers. PVI basketball, 13.2 seconds remaining. Keels finds McDaniel, square. I was about to say if he fouls, it will be 5. And that will be 5 on John Mikey Square. He really didn't have a choice. Out on the floor for St. That shot rattles out. PVI has to make their free throws. Wilson pulls up for the shot, no good. Rebound, Roach, and that will do it. What a basketball game between these two teams. St. John's College cut this lead down to 4 in the fourth. They made Paul VI